That's interesting, whatever it is that you're doing.
I'm done now.
You done what?
My cord was tangled, which I should have untangled before we started, but
Sometimes
all of a sudden I realized at the very last second.
Yeah, you can't notice everything always right away.
No. Whew.
Okay, so why do I sound... My mic sounds kind of funny today, does it?
I don't know. I have like 2 hats on between my earphones and my
That's funny because I was working in my recording studio yesterday with my hat on, with the headphones on, just like that. And I actually...
I wonder if it screws up your quality.
Well,
quality control is going to come in and get you.
I just didn't care at that point. I was so cold. I said, hats are cool. And I thought maybe it sounds better with a hat on. You know, that could be too.
Right. It's like singing in the shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounded, and you can turn it up higher.
I sound awesome in the shower, by the way.
I wish
if we ever make a CD, can I sing my part in the shower?
I know people that do that. I know people that record in their bathroom.
Do you have like a shower button?
Yes, I do.
So that when I sing into your microphone, it will be the same as the shower?
I know you think I'm kidding, but I have reverb software that models things like showers and cars.
Yeah, that's what I want then.
Yeah, you got it.
I sound like a fabulous diva when I'm in the shower. Everywhere else, not so much.
You know, at this point, you're probably a way better singer than I am. You know,
I don't know about that.
We have to record you then.
Okay.
If you're feeling confident in the shower, that's a really good sign.
Just in the shower, though.
That's okay. I spent years in the closet and in the stairwells.
But I want to do a bunch of duets with my dad, and I don't want him in the shower with me.
Right. Well, why don't we practice just with you? You don't actually have to be in the shower. You see, you can just sit wherever you want, and then we can apply the shower ambiance.
Oh.
See, it's a digital thing. It's a magic.
Dad doesn't need the shower. He actually is a really good singer any place.
Well, he might need a little softening. I think just to get your voices right together.
Okay.
I think he's loud. I mean, I'm just saying that off the top of my head. I just think Butch is loud. He's got to be loud.
I don't think he's not too loud. It's deep. He has a really deep voice.
Is he a bass or baritone?
Yeah,
what do you think he is?
Yeah.
That's great.
It sounds pretty cool. But anyway. How are you this fine morning?
Well, how do I look?
Fabulous, of course.
Well, you liked my down coat.
I do like your down coat.
And I was telling Emily that it's my sweater now that I wear in my house 24/7. It's great. It's a very lightweight, unpuffy.
It's not kind of puffy.
A little bit puffy because it's down, but as down coats go, it's very unpuffy. See, because they had to create the style that fussy people would wear.
Whenever I wear a down coat, I get grease spattered on it because I cook in it.
That's okay. I do too. I do everything in this.
I have this one, which goes to my legs.
That's
goes
nice.
to my ankles. I'm going to use it as a little blanket right now.
That's nice.
Its arms zip off so that it can be a vest. Although why you would want a vest that goes to your ankles is beyond me. But
that's really odd.
Tell that to
That's
Armani.
An odd coat.
I didn't actually purchase this from Armani, by the way. It was a
it thrift store?
hand me down. So
oh, wow.
Maybe she can explain why she would purchase a vest that goes to your ankles. But
you look so comfy.
There, I'll wrap the little arms around my waist.
I have to say that driving down here,
yeah,
you know how you have the car temperature gauge?
Mine never even turned on the heat by the time I got here.
Oh, you have a shorter drive than I do.
Yeah.
And I idled my car like you're not supposed to. I just couldn't stand it.
I had to go to the school first, though, so it was kind of a longer drive.
Huh, I guess it was. But anyway, the temperature gauge in my car, it skyrocketed from, we started out at 1 degree, and it skyrocketed to 2 by the time I got here.
Woo! Break out your bikini.
Yeah, I'm feeling hot. I'm really hot.
I was like tromping all over the school because the kids had a delayed start today, so they went in at 10 instead of 8. So
why for cold?
Because it was so cold, like buses wouldn't start and stuff.
When I was a kid, we never stopped school because it was cold.
Well, they couldn't get the buses to start.
Really? Seriously? Or they just thought they couldn't?
I don't know. They did this last night because last night was the holiday concert, and at the end, the principal announced that it was going to be a delayed start. Maybe it's because kids also stayed up really late last night because they were at the holiday concert.
Yeah.
But my kid had to bring in a little tiny Christmas tree for his class, so I was lugging that, and and I couldn't figure out a way to make a little tiny Christmas tree stand up. You know, they're too small for a Christmas tree stand.
Yeah.
And I didn't have some like crisscross sticks, like, you know, the base on a Charlie Brown tree.
Oh, I always used to use buckets with rocks.
And I ended up using a glass jar full of popcorn because I couldn't find any rocks because there's a lot of snow.
Popcorn?
Yeah.
Oh, unpopped.
Like unpopped.
Unpopped.
But it didn't work. It was too light. So it still tipped over. So I'm lugging all this BS through the school, scattering little popcorn kernels everywhere, and the tree's just tipping over. So by the time I was done dropping the kids off, I was super sweaty.
And you got here first. That's what I can't
did.
believe is that you got here before I did. After all that you've been
My
through.
heart fell a little when the door was locked, and I had to take my mitten off and punch the little keypad in and come up here all alone. But
yeah, but I would think how your disappointment turned into my joy, because I got to the front door and it opened and I didn't have to unlock it, and I thought, oh, good. Well, actually, I was a little worried that some strange people would be up here.
yeah,
That
like
I didn't,
robbers.
because I like when we start the show unencumbered with other people in the studio. I mean, I have to admit it. Not that there's anything wrong with anybody being here, because they're just taking care of business here, which I guess we wouldn't be broadcasting if they weren't hanging around fixing broken equipment. But hey, want to go right to the show and tell?
Wait, should we show and tell what this show is first, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
You guys are listening to 11th Hour Radio. Woo, woo, yay! That's Christina Stikos over there, and I'm Emily Howe, and we come to you every Friday at 11 from Royalton Community Radio, WFVRLP, and I'm probably supposed to say something else. What?
Let's see. What else could you say? You could say subscribe to us on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
It's, we have to figure that out, though, because sometimes people go and they search on 11th Hour Radio and they get the other podcast because there's another one and they don't get ours.
Somebody else name themselves us.
Well, we're supposed to be able to fix that. So that's something that's an assignment for us. We have to fix that so people can search for it.
We also started, or Christina really did it herself, started a YouTube channel very recently, you guys, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and it didn't work yet in terms of posting our show, but I have to, again, there's a correction I have to make.
But you put a nice little video clip on there.
Well, I did. I put Dirndl.
Awesome.
Our new video called Dirndl, which is about a minute long. So you can search on 11th Hour Radio and go to Dirndl. And anyway, our show is going to be on YouTube soon. It just, I screwed up last week. And
it's lots of places.
Yeah.
You can find podcasts all over the place.
Right. So this is the thing, is you have to put it on every social media platform, just to kind of cover your bases. So
I'm supposed to look in this bag now?
First I want to introduce the bag.
She loves to crinkle things.
God, I've been waiting for a long time to do this.
Do you just go up into your studio and crinkle things for your own listening pleasure? Ever? Now you crinkled it. Now you can't reuse it very well.
Honestly, I don't think I do crinkle bags. Thank you for just reminding me that I could do that in the studio.
You could. I mean, you have all this equipment at home.
Yeah, I do a lot of other stuff up there, so I guess I'm a little distracted, and I don't think about bringing paper bags up to crinkle. But
That's your loss.
Okay, so I brought this in to show Emily because I just thought she'd really, really enjoy looking at it. And I felt like I was in kindergarten again with my little brown bag. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to her.
Okay, all right. Let's see what this thing is. I'll crinkle a little more.
She's opening the bag. She's pulling it out.
What? Gross! Gross! You drink this?
Yeah.
Ew, she brought in her juiced green goo that she drinks. That's gross, Christina.
No, wait a minute. Look at the color. Come on. You
You can't drink that.
Yes, you can. You gotta admire that color.
On something else you can admire it, like moss, maybe algae. pond scum. She's got a jar of pond scum.
And it's got foam on the top,
Here,
too, so it's
people.
really pond scummy. Do you want me to...
Oh, with little bits floating in it.
Do you
Oh
want
my
me to
God.
open it so you can smell it?
No.
I'd love to get your response.
Are you going to drink this? Are you going to drink this on air?
Well, I have to drink it sometime.
This is like that guy
I'm not sure.
who goes around and he has a YouTube channel. He's like this guy who thinks he's the next crocodile hunter or something, but he's not. Oh my God.
Just give it a smell.
Oh, that's disgusting. You cannot drink that. That's horrible.
I drink that twice a day.
What are you thinking? You're gonna grow hair in weird places. I know that you are. That's just wrong. Can't you add some carrot or mango to that?
That does have carrot in it.
Oh.
That has a couple carrots in it, believe it or not. That has carrots, that has spinach, that has
Dirt. It smells like dirt.
there was a lot of dirt on the spinach.
Oh my God.
But I washed it about 3 or 4 times to try to get the dirt off. But then I thought, I just got sick of washing it, and I thought, well, what's the matter with a little dirt, right? Roughage. Roughage. Well,
I'm gonna put your little
okay.
goo drink
Just make sure
away.
it's
Wait, I gotta
screwed.
make your cap.
Yeah, screw it
straight.
on
Hang
there.
on, I gotta put this down.
I knew you'd appreciate it.
Oh my God.
You know, you're such a health advocate. So, but it does match your sweater.
It matches your coat.
Yeah,
Better.
it's a festive kind of green thing.
It is. I'm not saying that the color isn't pretty on its own merit, but as something that you're going to ingest, I don't know. Christina.
Okay, so
Oh, I feel
whatever.
really sorry. Sad
I feel
for you now.
bad. I feel bad for you.
No,
This is about you. This is all about you now.
I'm not going to drink it.
Yeah, but you're feeling so afflicted by my show and tell.
I can't believe you're going to put that in your body.
What do you think happens to it?
No, it just has to pass your taste buds.
You know, you just plug your nose if you don't like
oh
that.
my God,
how
that's
it
a
is.
lot to get down. I can't swallow with my nose plugged.
Yes, you can.
No,
Come
I
on, you
can't.
have to. If you can't do that, you're
No,
in trouble.
it's like where the exhale. I think my sinuses are broken or something.
deviated septum.
No, my child has a deviated septum. I don't know. I've never looked up my nose really.
You were talking about your nose when I
thought
came
it was
in.
bleeding, but it's not. It's just running.
Yeah, we had a
know.
brief discussion about boogers, but I don't know whether we want to rehash that.
Well, I just said, you know how like when you get water in your ear and you shake it out and it's warm and you always kind of think your ear is bleeding when you shake it out because it's not the right temperature. Well, my nose was running and I thought my nose was bleeding because my boogers were like the wrong temperature.
Yeah, I don't really know what you're talking about.
All right, well, you wait a little while during this winter and then you'll know.
Okay. I have other problems with my nose. I mean, let's face it, everybody has problems with their nose.
I hate my nose.
Yeah, noses just are, a high maintenance part of the body.
If I could fix one part of my face, well, I don't know if I'd fix my nose or my cheeks.
What's wrong with your cheeks?
They're chippy monkey.
Chippy monkey.
Like, see this? What is this? What is this? Like, did my face slide down and deposit its entire self down here? Come on, what is all this?
Do you ever look in the mirror and sort of pull your cheeks back? So
That doesn't work for me because it's fine up here. It's just and I don't know if it's because maybe I have an overbite. I try shifting my jaw around and that sort of rearranges my face.
I think everybody pulls on their face in the mirror a little bit to try to get a different effect. Like I will sometimes look in the mirror and think, wow, you almost look pretty, but maybe to get rid of those bags, you just pull back. It's sort of like giving yourself a facelift without the surgery. So you just pull back.
You know what they do? They pull it back and then they tuck it next to your ear and they put little stitches in by your ear.
I'm sorry that they do that.
Me too.
I just think
really
we
silly.
should like our wrinkles and stuff. I basically do. I
just don't like my round chipmunk cheeks. And my nose is too pointy and too
Do you think you could change how you feel about yourself? Do you think you could ever change that in your whole lifetime? Like if you lived to be 90, do you think you could change that attitude?
If I lived to be 90, I would probably look back and think I looked cuter. That's what everybody does. They always bemoan how they look right now.
Right. Even 10 years from now, you look
Yeah.
back and say, oh man, I look so young and beautiful.
Isn't that depressing though? Because
So
I don't feel very young and beautiful right now. So I wish I could enjoy it if I truly am going to think that I was young and beautiful. I don't think I'm ever going to think that I was beautiful. I think I'll think that I was young and youthful.
I think you'll think you were beautiful.
Not these.
No,
though.
you will. You will. And
I could store like a whole winter's worth of nuts in these things.
well, maybe that's why you have that, because you have some kind of a good squirrel metaphorical relationship to the universe.
I don't want to store things in my cheeks, Christina.
Well, what's the metaphor for
I would
that?
like if I could store things in my breasts. That would be excellent. If those are much more storable.
Well, but the symbolism of being able to store stuff in your cheeks, it's like the
I
squirrel.
could store like 1 acorn in each breast.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I like
do it.
You shouldn't be able to store more acorns in your cheeks than you can in your breasts.
I have not thought about this. I really don't have much to say about it.
That's because you can store plenty of acorns in your breasts.
But I don't really want to.
Well, I don't either, technically. I'm just saying if I had to.
I don't think you're going to have to.
No, I know I'm not, but, Okay, fine.
Your logic is defying logic.
It's just the chipmunk in me coming through.
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
We can't see out these windows. They're completely frosted shut.
I didn't want to see all those kids freezing to death.
Well, they're not.
There.
They're not out. They didn't do that. I felt like our house was living. It was like living in an Arctic weather station. Those places that they take the guys and they helicopter them in and out.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Oh, that so much reminds me of something I saw today. A photograph from 1904. Did you see that of the guy playing bagpipes next to a penguin?
No.
In Antarctica.
Wouldn't your mouth stick to your pipe?
Evidently not. He was standing there. It was an authentic picture from 1904. But the fascinating thing about it, and the reason it was floating around the internet, was that it was featured in Wikipedia. Right? It was on some Wikipedia expedition explorers page, and on Wikipedia, how any user of Wikipedia can come in and make a change to increase the accuracy of the.
How do they know that?
How
definition.
do you know
if somebody's?
Well, if somebody makes a mistake, then somebody else can come in and correct it. So that it's.
Do they have somebody checking the corrections before they just are posted?
I think there's some kind of oversight. But things do slip through sometimes, but not for long. I mean, you think of how many millions of people use Wikipedia, so it gets kind of gets updated. But the funny thing is this picture had a caption. Let me see if I can find the caption, because that was kind of
Do you have a Wikipedia page?
Yeah, because I needed. This is funny.
This is how you can tell if somebody's made it, Christina.
No, but this is how you get one. You tell your friend
page.
to put one up. Because I did. I had to ask Julie to write one for me and put it up, because otherwise I couldn't submit my music to the BBC. You had to have a Wikipedia page in order to submit music. So I said, Julie, could you just go write me one? So she did, and now I can't even go in and correct it, because I don't think you can do your own corrections on your own thing.
Can't you just sign in as somebody else? Can't you just sign in as me or something?
You don't sign in that way. I don't
understand. I've never tried to correct Wikipedia.
I don't even.
John has a Wikipedia page.
Well, he's famous.
I know, but I will never have a Wikipedia page, I don't think.
Hey, we're going to have 11th Hour Radio is going to have a Wikipedia page someday. Okay, so here it says, Piper Kerr, a member of the Scottish National Antarctic Expedition, plays the bagpipes for an indifferent penguin, March 1904. So the correction that was made is that somebody came in and put Piper Kerr, in parentheses, right, a member, you get it? It's hard to say this in words. Somebody came in and in order to make sure that you knew which one was Piper Kerr and which one was the penguin, they put Piper Kerr.
So we would have thought the bagpiper was indifferent penguin.
It's possible.
I like the name Piper Kerr. Don't you like that name?
Yeah, I don't
His
know.
name's probably not Piper.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know, but I do know Pipers. There are people with the name Piper.
Well, I know indifferent penguins.
And Kerr is spelled Kerr for anybody who wants to look up Piper Kerr on Wikipedia and see the picture of him
the name Piper
with the penguin. And it is an authentic picture from Antarctica in 1904.
Did the penguin look truly indifferent?
Why don't you check it out yourself?
All right, I will.
Yeah. It's, just to see the difference between 1904 and now in Antarctica.
Penguins are way less indifferent now.
I'm gonna ponder on that because I'm not really sure if you're just pulling my leg. You know.
Anyway, that's like where we're living at the moment. I was only 20 feet away from some other ladies, some of my horse ladies at my house while we were trying to put blankets on everybody. They're big, thick, furry, warm winter blankets. And I couldn't even see my friends in the paddock because the wind and it was just a whiteout.
Right, yesterday.
It was crazy. And my fingers were like freezing to the little snaps and latches. And it was just insane.
Yeah.
And I have Icelandic horses. They're supposed to be able to endure anything, and they were like squinting their little eyes and looking upset.
Oh my God. And when you put your tongue on the pump handle, that was the worst, right?
We don't have a pump handle, but
you're so lucky.
My hands were kind of moist, and I went to open our own door without my gloves on because my gloves had gotten wet, and my hands stuck to our own door.
Yeah. I didn't do very much outside yesterday. What did I do? I might have taken...
Be outside.
I went to dust off the solar panels with snow from their snow entrapment. So I have to do that every day, which is great because it means there's snow, which I'm so happy there's snow this year.
Yeah.
We've already had more snow than we did last year, the whole winter.
That's great.
So
I don't want to have winter without snow. Winter's not fun enough as it is.
No, it's really not. Okay, we're going to go to a track of music now.
Okay.
This is Mark Struhsacker. And he sent me a couple new tracks that he'd put together with some
makes
folks.
Me hungry. I want some strudel.
Yeah, it does make you think of strudel, doesn't it? And something crunchy.
Do you have to leave right away afterward, or should we go get some strudel?
Ooh, where can we get strudel?
Probably we can't. We'll probably just have to get French fries. But you
well,
know.
I do. We'll talk about this. I might be able to.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. This is called "Come On In"
to Strudel Land.
Well, come on in, get off the highway. You've been gone for so long. Well, come on in, get off the highway and see the ones that you've done wrong. The one they love has gone and left them, and the one they love has gone away. They don't know how you've tried to please them, and they don't know why you've gone astray. Well, come on in, get off the highway. You've been gone for so long. Well, come on in, get off the highway and see the one that you've done wrong. Well, it's a lonesome road that you've been traveling. It's a lonesome road with curves that wind. Well, please come home and stay forever. Please come home, say you'll be mine. Well, come on in, get off the highway. You've been gone for so long. Well, come on in, get off the highway and see the one that you've done wrong. I can hear that old Jake rattling, and I can hear that turbo whine. We both been down that road together, but please come home for good this time. Now come on in, get off the highway. Come on in, come home today. You've been gone so long, oh how we miss you. But the ones you love may drift away. But the ones you love may drift away.
Yeah, Mark Struhsacker.
Yeehaw!
He sounds like a real old-time radio star.
Kind of does.
He kind of is in Vermont.
Country music.
I appreciate it.
Mania. What'd you do for your birthday, by the way?
I worked on my Christmas cards.
We got your Christmas card.
Good.
I loved it. I loved your bookmarks. I like that your bookmarks are several different shapes and sizes, so you have kind of a choice for the, depending on what book you're reading. I stuck one in
Yeah.
Trumpet of the Swan last night when we were done reading.
Oh, great. Because I always worry in families that people are going to fight over it because there were only 4. So, and what if two people like the same bookmark?
I don't know.
Yeah. So some people where I know that's going to be a big issue, I write a note in the card and I say, if anybody wants extra bookmarks, please contact me.
I see.
So, and I do have extras. I mean, I'm still working on it because it's a big project, but it's just something that makes me feel good to do. So,
Do you have a real laminator, or do you?
no, I do it with
You do it
contact.
with
I just do it by
contact?
hand.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, I have to, I can handle a piece of laminating plastic that's about maybe, 2 feet by 2 feet. Mm-hmm. I can manually sort of wrestle that into submission and put the multiple bookmarks on it, and then put the
then you
top. The
slice
tricky
them up.
part is putting the top piece
without
on.
wrinkles.
Yeah, it's a real art form, and then I have to cut them all up. So and this
You could use packaging tape. That's how
I did 1 year. I did
That's
that.
how I do.
Doesn't
things.
come out as nice though.
No.
Yeah, it's not, and it's actually
different
not.
texture to
It's
it.
not easier because then you're working individually, each bookmark one at a
Yeah.
time, rather than, doing a whole sheet of maybe I don't know how many go on a sheet, 15, something like that.
Well,
So
I used one yesterday.
that's
already.
great. That's so great.
We got about halfway through that book before my kids noticed that the swans were speaking, and they were like, "Wait a minute, the swans are talking?" And I was like, "Guys, the swans have been talking since like chapter 3. Starts out like normal, there's a little boy, he's watching the swans, and then it kind of eases you. This is E.B. White writing, of course.
Yeah, Stuart Little's
Yeah,
author.
so then it kind of eases you into the swans' world and life and their conversations, and it does it so gradually that you don't really realize suddenly that this went from being kind of like a human-centric book to an animal-centric book.
That's deft, and I think
Was
kids.
kind of deft.
It's pretty natural for kids to make that leap without thinking,
Yeah.
because they live in a world where animals are are people. Because animals are people.
They are.
They're just animal people.
My
Horse
littlest
people.
is quite convinced that he knows what they're saying all the time.
Yeah,
I think he probably does.
he probably is. I believe that stuff. I really do.
He sings to them a lot. He says they all like it.
Yeah, I used to sing to cows. I mean, I would just randomly, this is when I first moved to Vermont back in the 80s, I would just randomly pull my car over and, when I saw
Cows love to be sung to.
They do. They love to be sung to. We talked about this last week because the woman did that nice video of singing to cows.
Well, a lot of old dairy farmers sing to their cows. It's supposed to make their milk production bigger or better or something.
I believe it.
Sing to your cows. People.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Personal Growth Friday. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, but John made me wash the dishes, and now my hands are all dry.
I've got some hand cream for you.
So I told them this is what happens when I wash the dishes. This is why I don't like to wash the dishes. But
Is this the worst problem that you're going to bring in here today?
no,
I want to talk
it's
about
fine.
really,
It's fine.
really important stuff. But I guess one of the ways of coping, this is a coping mechanism that you're employing of how to deal with all the suffering in the world is by, focusing on something trivial like your dry hands. It's good. Everybody needs coping mechanisms.
I made somebody feel really bad this week too, and I don't see any way around this actually.
We'll explain it.
So I went to print out all of our Christmas card pictures, which I'm totally behind on. I'll just probably hand deliver Christmas cards, by New Year's or maybe Valentine's Day. But anyway, I went and printed out the Christmas card pictures of my kids, and it was in Barrie, and I was waiting, and so I walked up to this little thrift store that's nearby, and there was this two older women in there, and they were talking to each other, and one said, I need to get an ugly sweater, a Christmas sweater for my office party. It's an ugly sweater party. And they were looking through the women's sweaters, and I had just looked through women's sweaters, and I knew there wasn't anything there. And I was overlooking in the men's sweaters for stuff for John and Eli, and there happened to be an ugly, ugly, horrible woman's Christmas sweater.
What was? Can you describe it?
It had like sequined pine cones all over it.
Okay.
And added real bells and things, and they were like, the bells were actually not even Christmas colors. They were like fluorescents and stuff. Anyway, it was just...
It was gaudy.
It was gaudy, and it was horrible. Just horrible.
Horrible.
Anyway, so I, trying to be helpful, bring it over to these two women who seemed like kind of cool chicks, and I said, oh, here's the ugliest sweater I've ever seen in my life. And the cashier lady, who I've been in the store before, I know she owns the store, she looks at us all, and she's like, I made that sweater. And I'm like, are you...
Oh, God.
And the rest of the story is anticlimactic, because then I just tried to like cover up for myself. Like,
did you blush?
Really? Yes, of course I blushed. But
yeah. What'd you do? What did you say?
I just fumbled, and I was like, "Oh, I heard her saying she wanted a Christmas sweater." I was like, I kind of like was fibbing to get out of it, even though I'd clearly just said, "This is the ugliest sweater I've ever seen," loudly.
There was no way to take it back.
There was no way to take it back, and I just, oh my God! But like, you know what? If the women had picked it up, they had said that they were looking for an ugly sweater. If they had been the ones to find it and pick it up, they would have bought it. So it would have been there. It would have been on their heads a second ago, and if they had actually found it.
Yes, and what I'm impressed by is that you told the truth.
I didn't really, though. In the end, I tried to backpedal and pretend like it wasn't really ugly.
Well, you were also trying to bring just a comedic moment to the cash register, which failed.
No, it very, very much failed.
But I appreciate that you did make the effort. I really do. I really do. Well, something interesting happened to me yesterday. I was sort of minding my own business, looking at Facebook like you just... what do you call that when you're just sort of idly scrolling through? You're not really wasting time because you're motivated. You're trying to make a connection with something or somebody, but you're kind of half interested. Anyway, there's got to be a new word for that. Anyway, somebody's live feed popped up. You know, when people are doing live videos.
Yeah, that's new. I don't know how to do that. I can't do that.
Well, all you have to... Oh, I don't know how to do one, but I know how to click on one. So yeah, I clicked on this one that was a live video, and it's basically...
Was it of the beach?
No,
because I saw Bob Barnum posting live videos of the beach. I was like, thanks, just to make us feel horrible.
No, you should unfriend him.
In the Arctic vortex here.
Yeah, no, just unfriend him. You don't want to see. He's in Mexico. That's just not fair. It should be taken down. Anyway, so no, this is a guy was driving in his car, and he had his phone set down below him, looking up. So you're getting this distorted view of his chin, basically. Okay, yeah. And he's got music playing. He's got a CD on. And guess whose music it was?
Was it you?
Yes.
That's cool.
I know. And it was this song that I have. Anyway, he's making commentary.
You always forget you're famous.
Now listen to this. He's making commentary on it. He's driving along, and then every once in a while he says something, and he said, I don't know what it means, but it's a call to arms.
Was it?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, it depends on how you interpret it. The song was my song Anya. Mm-hmm. Which is a word. It's a word in Lakota.
There's no words in that song. I didn't think. Is there?
Yeah, no, that's not an instrumental. This has words.
I'm thinking of a different one.
The chorus goes Ania, Ania. That word in Lakota means breathe on. So I typed in a little comment to him just to let him know that that's what it meant. Just whatever he meant by that, a call to arms. You could say that breathe on. You know, in a peaceful sense, picking up arms to be wage peace. Wage peace! That's what my Christmas card said this year.
Oh, yeah.
Wage peace. So, anyway, life is cool. It's complex.
That's cool, though. I like that story.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to be the week of chaos, Christina.
Oh, great.
I haven't done any of my shopping yet. I have gone from being the most organized person, getting everything done in, September or something, to literally doing it pretty much a couple days before.
Is that because you have about 10 more horses and...
Yeah, but no, this is why I think I've been doing it. Once upon a time, it was incredibly important for me to appear really pulled together and perfect, and that was intensely important.
And now that you're living with John, it doesn't matter.
And now that I'm actually okay, I'm actually a happy person, my appearances don't seem to matter so much.
Well,
so I don't really care if I'm flipping out at the last moment and being disorganized.
When you get married and you create some teamwork, you bring some teamwork back into your life. You can slack off a little bit. I mean, obviously you bring on more stuff because there's two of you, so you kind of have double trouble. But on another sense, you can slack off a little bit. And so I could see why that could invite a little chaos. Why did I just get a message from iTunes? That's really weird. It says iTunes cannot connect to iTunes store purchases. Well, I wasn't trying to purchase anything.
Oh my God, someone's hacking you right now.
That's scary.
Through the radio station.
It's scary when your computer starts talking to you and you didn't do anything. Messages start popping up. But that's the way the world's going. That's how it's going.
That's scary,
Christina. It's going. But life is good because... strangers are actually nice. A lot of strangers
Sometimes
are nice.
They are. Unless they made a really ugly sweater and you call them on it.
Well, that's true.
Hey,
that didn't go quite.
That's my sweater.
Yeah, but I was in the co-op and I was buying canned garbanzo beans or something, and this woman came up and looked at me and she said, "I love your boots."
You were in those ones?
No. It was my rubber boots with the tulips.
Oh, well, those are really cool.
Yes,
too.
So I said to her, "I bought them because they make me happy." She smiled.
And they made her happy too.
They did. So I was spreading happiness through rubber boots.
Rubber boots do that for people.
They can. Now we're learning new things. These are tips and tricks. Another tip is don't wear down coats when you're loading a wood stove.
Oh, they snag on everything.
Well, they melt.
Oh,
also.
Yeah. Did you wear that one?
No, I didn't. I've been lucky. I'm sort of reminding myself because I have melted down coats before, the shell, just by when you load the wood into the door, through the door, and by accident you brush the top of your sleeve on the
little
the metal
plastic.
The hot metal. Yeah, so just don't do it. It's better not to.
And don't wear them to bonfires either, because when the sparks come and hit you, they burn little cigarette holes all over your body.
Yeah, that's a good useful tip for the New Year's, right? Because people are going to be doing a bonfire thing probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was the holiday concert last night at my kid's school. I started to cry because my kid played the trumpet. So, I mean, I don't know why I was crying, because it wasn't good or anything, but it was just so cute to see my kid all serious over there in his little suit playing his trumpet.
Yeah, and you're in public and everybody's looking at your kid and you
did his little solo, and I was really tense waiting for his little solo, and then he did it, and it wasn't great, but it wasn't, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, and I was and then I just started to cry because he's just cute. Playing
man.
We Will Rock You on his trumpet.
That's so great. I think I cried. I cried once this year.
I cry daily over the stupidest things.
I wish I did. I just am so hardened and jaded, and I don't have any emotions anymore.
That's not true.
No, it's not true. I just don't
have control over them anymore. I used to be able to just be no, I'm not going to cry, and I couldn't, and I wouldn't.
I wish I had that. I wish I had. I'm very disciplined with my emotions, and I don't. It's gone a little bit too far over the median.
The little kindergartners were doing sign language and singing Shalom, and I just started to cry over that. It's just really easy to cry.
Well, no, it's not. It's not really easy to cry. It is not for some of us.
I cry at the drop of a hat lately.
Well, the only thing that made me cry this year, it's not. I can watch.
Oh, Jesus! Was it me?
No,
oh, good.
no. What I'm saying is I watch a lot of videos that have suffering.
Yeah,
yes, but those are not the ones that make me cry.
No,
those are not the ones that
happy or beautiful. Yeah, I don't cry for sad. I'm numb for sad now.
Yes, numb just makes you just angry, and you kind of stuff it down. And although. Well, that's my response anyway. But the one video that made me cry this week was the Lucia video.
I don't know what that is.
The girl with the candles on her head.
Oh, the one you sent to me.
Yeah. Isn't
Yes.
that the...
I didn't cry over that.
What is the name of that festival?
The Saint Lucia.
Yeah, I said Lucia. Lucia.
Welcoming Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
really
beautiful, and the singing was beautiful. And I'm not religious at all.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was beautiful too.
They sang Emmanuel, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I guess I'm just being reminded that there is a place inside that is so deeply moved and touched by beauty that it sort of overrides everything else. When you feel
you guys should go watch it. I think I posted it on my I posted it on my Facebook page.
Well, you must have felt something.
It was so beautiful.
You don't need to cry because you cry enough. That one busted through my armor.
It was really pretty.
So maybe we should we could put that link on our 11th hour radio because other people might like it. I mean, agree. Different things touch different people at different times. It's a mystery. As we like to say on this show, it's a mystery.
Wait.
Oh, I had a dream about you as I was waking up this morning. Do you want to know about it?
All right.
Because it has to do with a beach.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it was weird. You were in a minivan. John was driving, and the kids were in the back. And the road, you were driving down the road, and it was following the curve of a shoreline like an ocean or a big lake. And it was sunset. It was just a beautiful, beautiful scene. And the kids in the back seat, they were drawing pictures. And that was actually the first thing I saw. The first image in the dream was the picture that one of your kids, I can't remember which one, had drawn of you and John driving in a minivan.
We don't even have a minivan.
I know, but this is sort of symbols,
okay.
a minivan.
It's probably Ira.
Kind of,
he's my drawer.
Okay. And the minivan, I think, represents some kind of, I don't know, middle class ideal of safety and security and everything normality and everything is...
We don't have any of that really, but that's okay.
My mind came up with this image and just that the sense was that your kids were feeling so safe and secure. And I know you can remember this feeling of being in the back seat when you're a kid and you're, falling asleep on sleeping bags or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's such a great feeling. You just have such trust in your parents and you let them, they have the wheel, they're driving you down the road. And so that was what I was getting from Ira and his picture, which had little dialogue bubbles. But that part I can't remember is what you guys were saying to each other. But it was really, really cool. I mean,
nice.
I woke up with that dream.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to get me a minivan. They don't do great in the snow.
Minivans in the sky. No, we don't have a lot of minivan action in Vermont.
No. Subaru seems pretty good.
Maybe in Burlington.
Maybe.
It's a different scene up there.
Those sliding doors make me nervous. People get their fingers caught in those all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that. Vans and...
It's like, why? This is the number one vehicle that people with tiny children are using.
They should make them like elevators where they bounce back if somebody gets in between.
Yeah. Kids have probably crushed their whole arms off in those before.
I'm sure. Many an accident. I'm sure there's statistics
Sometimes they have them on
it.
both sides. That seems like it doesn't make the car very strong. It's like having a huge gap in the middle of your minivan. It could just bend right in half because if you got both the doors open, all that's holding your minivan together is the floor.
Basically. You should work for Consumer Reports.
I could write them a review of minivans right this second.
That's right. You know what's going on. Time for another track of music.
Oh, goody.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's another Mark Struhsacker song. He sent me two, so I just really wanted to get them on the air.
Okay.
This one is called Suzy.
Oh, I loved her and she loved me. Now she lives there below the tree, and I miss her. She ran so hard trying to find, leaving nothing for me behind, and I miss her. And when I go, I'm set free. I will call her back to me, because I miss her. She'll come a-running, well, this I know, in the hot sun, through the rain or snow, 'cause she misses me too. Never a friend to us all. She only lived there for the fall, and I miss her. And when I go, I'm set free, I will call her back to me, because I miss her. She'll come a-running, this I know, through the hot sun, rain or snow, 'cause she misses me too.
That was Suzy.
That was real purty.
I think that was Jim Pittman on the...
You just said it was strudel.
No, on the dobro, or
Oh.
the pedal steel, whatever that was.
Dobro. I like that name.
Yeah, it's a good word.
That word is...
Yeah, so
Cool.
a bad relationship is like a swarm of bees. Think about that.
Oh! Yeah, I was sort of thinking about that. I mean, not that, but like, you know.
It's jogging something else in your brain.
I was watching this video on the internet. God, you know what? It's like 50% of what we talk about the internet.
Yeah, but you know what I realized is that I have not slacked off, I've made a conscious decision to stop listening to NPR.
I do not listen to NPR anymore.
Yeah, and so I'm filling that up with more internet independent
Okay, good.
news and so
Then
on. So
feel
I think
vaguely less guilty
we're
now.
trading off here.
Well, here I am, a woman who advocates less screen usage, and half of what we talk about is stuff I've seen.
Well, I
and
think
you've
that's
seen on
good
the
for
internet, but
kids.
yeah, no, my kids are not to be on the screen very much. But anyway, there was this guy who wants to be like the next crocodile whisperer or something, and he just goes around going to places and purposely getting stung by things. And his last little video was he was stung by, it's the fourth most painful sting or bite in the whole universe. It's called a cow killer ant. And so they just video him taking a hit from these like horrible creatures.
Can I just interrupt?
Yes.
I do wonder why you're watching those particular videos.
Well, they start playing as you scroll by them.
What
and
do
then
you
you're
mean? You have
sucked
to
in
be-
like,
you have to-
what is, he's going to get stung by an ant. I got to
What?
watch this.
Somebody on your news feed.
Here comes the train.
Oh my God.
It's late.
Wait a minute. That is so intense. Listen to it. Listen to it. Might be going to Montana.
I don't think it is. I think this one just goes from like point A to point B, which
You
are
know,
both boring points,
If I ran out there right now,
and flashed it.
I might be able
It
to.
might.
I might be able to just hitch a ride to Montana
It's
right
going
now.
wicked fast, Christina.
Right now,
You don't want to go to Montana right now.
I could be in Wyoming in 3 days.
Are there hot springs there?
Yes.
I really do want to go in a hot spring. More than anything, I've never been, and that's on my life bucket list. So if I ever suddenly come down with some sort of incurable disease and you have to quickly take me
Okay.
to a hot spring because
That's a good
I need
idea.
to go in one before I die.
Okay. And we might do it before that, even if you're not
All right.
feeling bad.
Okay.
So that was a great segue from bad relationships to hot springs. I kind of like the way that went,
Yeah.
you know?
Bad relationships are the opposite of hot springs.
Yeah. But think about it for a minute. A bad relationship, it's like an energy cloud. I had this very, very, what do you call it? When you can see something. You can see something
Aura?
you haven't been able to see. Well, kind
Epiphany?
of. It's like seeing something
Seeing a
that's invisible.
ghost?
Well, it's something that you haven't been able to see before, that you haven't been able to see it because you're in the middle of it. But if you can, over time, you develop a new relationship to it, and then all of a sudden you find
Distanced
yourself.
from your
Yes, you
from
can
your
look. You can
issue.
actually see it as something that's separate from
Yeah,
yourself.
there is a word for that. Or a
Yeah.
phrase or something.
Yeah, and I think you know
Yes.
when you when you actually come out the other side of a bad relationship, you suddenly realize how much of your energy was locked up in that, and it's amazing to me. I think it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. I'm still not quite over the fact that I wasted most of my adult life on a bad relationship.
Well, many of us have, and think of it as a swarm of
Just
bees.
so
that you,
much time.
Think
Oh
of
my
it.
God,
Think of
years
it.
and years and
You
years.
would
It's
dodge this
gone
way.
now. It's gone.
Dodging this way, the bees follow you. Dodge this way, the bees follow you.
I know. I don't know if we should use bees. Bees are technically nice things.
This is nothing against bees.
What about something real bad like cow killer ants or what's bad? Mosquitoes are bad.
Well, killer bees are not nice.
Oh yeah, killer bees are not nice. They don't even make honey. Dopes.
Yeah.
Do they? Do they make honey? Do all bees make honey?
I don't know. If you start asking me science questions,
What do they eat if they don't make honey?
I'm going
They
to
must
fail.
make something.
I don't know anything about science.
I'm not asking you about science. I'm asking you about bees.
Yeah, no, that's science to me. I don't know the habits of things. I just have
Like
relationships.
wasps, those mud ones. They don't have any honey in those mud little.
I have no
tube
idea.
things
If I haven't seen it, I don't know it. So I see bees in the garden. I've seen like bumblebees, and I've seen wasps, and I have hornets in my studio, and I watch them kind of float around.
I mean, they all are out there getting the pollen, right? So do some just gobble it up right then, and
I don't
some
know.
take it
This
back
is
home and make things?
You know, Science Friday. It's Friday. Why don't you go to listen to Science Friday?
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh.
It has a lot about space and dinosaurs.
No, I hate space and dinosaurs. I'm asking them about bees.
No, you're gonna. That's why I hate Science Friday, because I really am sick of hearing about space
Here's
and
some
dinosaurs.
science for you. All of my leggings get pilly between the thighs, and that means that I weigh too
science.
much probably at the moment.
Oh man, you're just you.
You don't want your leggings to be pilly between the thighs. That's upsetting.
You need to be rehabilitated. I'm
do.
gonna
Or I just need
rehabilitate
some
you.
Non-pilling leggings.
We need a craft day. We need to get all the colored pencils out and put them in cans. You know, this is some advice that I was going to give people who are feeling a little down around the holidays, is that you should get your colored pencils out, and if you don't have any, just go buy some. Really, you can afford colored pencils, and then get tin cans, take the labels off, and then start to sort your pencils by color, and put them in a place where you can see them every day, just like you would see a flower arrangement on the table.
Well, I've done the opposite of what you're suggesting because my husband is a pen hoarder
Yes.
and pencil hoarder. So we had like 70 cans of pencils and colored pencils and pens. And they made me so upset to look at them all the time that I took them all and I put them in Ziploc bags and put them in a big drawer.
No, he didn't organize it like I did then, because if he organized it the way that I'm suggesting, you would have loved it. It would have been so attractive to you that you would have fallen in love with him all over again.
Instead of saying, damn it, if I have to look at these pencils one more minute,
Yeah.
I can't be responsible for my actions there, Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm putting them all in this drawer because no human being needs this many pens. Every single day on the kitchen table, there are about 20 little pens or pencils or Sharpies or whiteout things scattered around. And I pick them all up and I put them back. And then 20 minutes later, they're all back. And there's two or three of the
I have a
same
tip.
thing. Why does he need two of the
I have
same
a tip
pen?
for you.
Why?
The pens that you don't like, there are pens that they make me nauseous when I look at them. They really do. You take those pens and you just give them to the thrift store. He's not going to notice. Come on, just do it. Do it. Bag them up and out they go. Just hide them under your coat. Get them out of the house.
I've never seen a human more obsessed with pens.
Get 'em-
I'm kind of the mindset that you need maybe a half dozen pens in your life.
You can get him a new pen as a decoy.
No. He gets himself new pens every week. He goes to Staples. Remember we had this Staples conversation? Why I hate Staples?
Yep.
He goes and he comes back with a whole bag full of pens every week. And I'm like, you're not using up whole bags full of pens every week. He just loves them.
I'm so curious which ones he likes because there's so many.
Well, he has different
bad
uses
pens.
for all of them because he likes to doodle
He's an
on his
artist.
to-do list and he likes to do his little drawings. That's fine. I have nothing against art. I like art. But I don't think you need to have 20 pens on the kitchen table every minute of the day.
Yeah, I support you
Thank
in
you.
that. I really do. I'm like,
But other than that, he's a peachy, lovely husband.
I
so.
think, we all think he's
pretty
great.
much the greatest.
The pen problem is like the least of your worries.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have to sign off.
Oh.
Yeah, you've been listening to 11th Hour Radio. We're coming to you live right now from South Royalton,
Partially
Vermont.
live under our little blankets.
Yeah, partially live. We won't be live when you get the podcast, but we'll be sort of close to live.
We won't be dead
we
or
won't
anything.
be that unlive. We'll
It'll
still
just be
alive.
delayed. Sort of.
All right, we have another track of music to go out in, and it's Robert Resnik singing a Donovan song.
And have a wonderful pre-Christmas week.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy.
Gosh, we're going to be on the air next Friday.
We are. Is that
That's
Christmas Eve or something?
Something like that.
Or is
I
it the
don't
day
know.
before, the night before Christmas, like that song?
That's exciting.
I think. Or
Here we go.
something.
I got to give the folks a little bit of music before
All right,
we go.
do it
so
then. Bye, you guys.
Thanks for listening.
The sun was going down behind a tattoo tree, and the simple act of an oar's stroke put diamonds in the sea. And all because of the phosphorus there in quantity. As I dug you digging me in Mexico. There in the valley of Scorpio, beneath the cross of jade, smoking on a seashell pipe the gypsies had made. We sat and we dreamed a while of smugglers bringing wine, that crystal thought time in Mexico. Sitting in a chair of bamboo, sipping grenadine, straining my eyes for a surfacing submarine. Kingdoms of ants walk across my feet. I'm a shaking in my seat in Mexico. Grasshoppers creaking in the velvet jungle night, microscopic circles in the fluid of my sight, watching a black-eyed native girl cut and trim the lamp, Valentino vamp in Mexico.
sun was going down behind a tattoo tree, and the simple act of an oar's stroke put diamonds in the sea. And all because of a phosphorus there in quantity. As I dug, you dig in me in Mexico.